Question of the day: what in fact does teacher say when a bell rings means, right? No, we're not talking about It's a Wonderful Life today. We're actually talking about It's a Wonderful World, and I can't say the name of this game without accidentally saying it wrong and saying It's a Wonderful Life. But this is not a Jimmy Stewart wonderful Christmas tale about what would happen if the world didn't have you. No, this is in fact It's a Wonderful World from Lucky Duck Games. This is a drafting card game all about building your civilization with some neat mechanical twists. So let's take a look right now at what It's a Wonderful World is and if you should play this game. How's that? Right there. So, It's a Wonderful World. What is this game all about? Let's find out right now. Just like this. So, I'm not going to lay out all these cubes because these are in fact just generic board game plastic resource cubes. So just know that those are in there. You have a deck of cards with a ton of cards right here. And what you're going to do is everyone's going to get 7 of these to start the round with. Now, there's some anatomy on these cards I want to point out. First of all, name of the card is up there. This is the cool art, the imagery that you see here. This is the cost to build this card in the construction phase. This is what it will produce during the production phase. And you can recycle this card, kick it out of your hand to get the recycle bonus. So it's another quicker way to get resources. I want to just show you some of the art on these cards because it really is good. See if I can find like their secret society, nuclear plant. I love that the beach is right there by it. Let's see if I can find the one that I'm looking for, like Blackbeard's treasure. I don't know that I'll be able to find it, but there's definitely like the Ark of the Covenant, Financial Center. That's oh my gosh, just some good kind of biting satire and stuff like time travel. That's fantastic. Security automatons, just all kinds of cool looking stuff. But basically these cards all do the same thing. They're going to give you some sort of production value here. Some of them are in fact in-game scoring points. So this one would give you 2 times the amount of points per yellow, or 2 points per yellow card you have in your tableau. Alexander's Tomb, just all kinds of really good stuff. And you can have multiple of the same thing in your city because you see there's a bunch of research centers. But that is what it takes to build these, and if there's a build bonus or construction bonus listed here, you'll get that immediately after you construct it. So you're going to start with 7 of these cards in your hand. You're going to choose one of them, then you're going to draft to the left, and then to the right, and then to the left, and to the right in the game. What you can do is, though, once you get all 7 of your cards drafted, you're going to choose to either keep them and put them into your production area, which you're going to start with a city card like this. So there's the Pan-African Union, you have the Federation of Asia, the Aztec Empire, and the Norma States. What you can do is, you'll notice that these symbols up here, this is what you'll produce during the production phase. So I'm going to make 2 of the tan, I'm sorry, whatever they are, they're kind of gray. 2 of the gray, 1 black, and 1 green every production round. Now, when you construct a card, it's going to tuck up here, and you'll add to your production amount. So then we would obviously make a blue as well. So you keep stacking these on top of each other until you produce a ton of resources. Now, what makes it interesting, though, is you're not going to produce these resources instantly at the same time. On your production phase, you're going to start with the resources on the left here. So this would be the gray resource here. You're going to say, does anybody, how many do you produce of these? The person that produces the most gets the bonus at the top. It would be one of these financial tokens, financier tokens. These are points at the end of the game, plus there are cards that will give you bonuses in the game for having these. Then you're going to go to the black. You would get one of these general cards over here, or general tokens over here. They look just like this, but they're red. Points at the end of the game. And then some cards key off those as well. Green, then yellow, then blue. Same thing. You can always, during the production rounds, turn in 5 of your resources that you have stowed onto your city card over here for 1 Crystallium. Those are wild card resources. So they're expensive to get, but some things require them, and they're also wild cards. So nice to have. You're going to draft. You're going to lay those cards out. You're going to construct. You do that by resource, so it allows you to kind of cascade things down to where if you have a construction bonus, well, maybe you finish it here and then all the way down. So it kind of helps you kind of know when and where to put things as opposed to you just getting everything at once and putting them out there. So it does some nice things with the resources. You're just going to play 4 rounds. Person with the most points at the end of the game wins the game. Points are accrued based on these metrics right here. So basically, base value points, points for your black cards, for your green cards, yellow, blue, and then points for those. You will have multipliers that will give you more of those. That is, in fact, how you play It's a Wonderful World. So that's it. That's It's a Wonderful World. Now, I really like what this game does. Rather quick review because it's not a super dense and complex game. It is, in fact, a card drafting game. Now, there's a question I do tend to ask when I think of games is, at some point in the design process, did someone go, oh, wait a minute, this is going to put us up against a classic game like Seven Wonders or all these other types of, city building, world building, engine building sort of games. And the reason I bring that up is because this does feel like a new game in that, where you could probably do a comparison between Seven Wonders and It's a Wonderful World. So, first of all, presentation. The board is very nice. I like the cubes. I like the fact that there are resource cubes, and you do need the cubes as opposed to just abstractly doing resources because of that sequential flow of resources, which I like, by the way. I like the fact that the cards look really nice. The art on the cards looks fantastic. It's easy to understand what a card means, what it does, just by looking at the iconography on the cards. The art, the actual pictures and imagery, the choices of things that are in the game. The Ark of the Covenant, for instance. All sorts, Templar's Treasure, all sorts of different kinds of items and interesting things to look at are on the art. It is kind of abstract. It doesn't really mean anything, but it's just cool to look at. So I do like the art and the presentation of this game. I think it looks very nice, looks very pretty. I like the starting countries that you get to play as. I like the powers that those come with. But as far as the mechanics themselves, what do I like about this? Well, base first round, before you do anything, it feels like Seven Wonders, right? You have some base powers that you produce, and you have 7 cards that you're going to take one, draft, take one, draft, take one, draft, take one, draft. The difference comes in that you don't immediately play those in your city. You're going to draft and do this whole drafting phase, and then you're going to start building based on the resources that you acquire from the cards that you have in your stack already. So I like that. I like the fact that they make it where you have to do the resources in order. So they kind of cascade down, right? Well, you produce the most of this, great, you get the reward, and then also you can put them on the buildings. So you're kind of like sequentially building the city, and you're building it up, construction all the way to money and things like that. I love the way that the board cascades down like that with the resources. I think that's a cool idea that I haven't seen done before. That really allows you to kind of plug into the game and feel like you're managing the city top to bottom. Like, okay, we have these resources now, boom. Now we need to get some more of this later. Great. I can potentially get this bonus from producing this or constructing this that I can use now later for this. The tokens that I have here can go in to turn this into Crystallium, which I can use on this one later. I really like the way that it cascades across, and you really feel kind of locked into the idea that you're planning this new world as you're doing this. Sure, it's abstract. Sure, it's a card game. So you're not like super into it, like moving miniatures and rolling dice. This is a card game about drafting, but the mechanics are so sound from the engine building that this is one that you're going to want to pick up. So I highly recommend It's a Wonderful World. The scoring is a little hard to understand at first when you first kind of get into it, but then it just becomes natural. Okay, well, base scoring, multipliers based on cards. Person with the most points is the winner. I really like the simplicity of this game, but I love the depth of having to know that those resources can potentially cascade down and help you out as you construct this one to construct that one to construct that one. I think that's really nice. I like the fact that does new things in the card drafting world. So that is It's a Wonderful World from Lucky Duck Games. I highly recommend this game. This is a very good card drafting game with some nice twists and turns in its mechanics. I'm Brian Drake here on the Dice Tower. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram at Dice Tower Brian, and make sure if you are going on the Dice Tower cruise to let me know in the comments below so that we can say hello and hopefully get a game in together. Till next time, we'll see you.
Thanks so much for watching another Dice Tower video. If you enjoy our videos, subscribe to the channel for more fun, comprehensive board game coverage. Also, consider joining us at one of our events. Come to Dice Tower Retreat, a small, intimate gathering where gaming is king. Join us for Dice Tower Cruise, the largest board game cruise. Attend Dice Tower West in Las Vegas for gaming fun on the West Coast, or Dice Tower East in Orlando in sunny Florida. Dice Tower Conventions, the friendliest gaming conventions on Earth. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.